Chris, what is our fourth main topic today?
This one comes from Thanso. Maybe Thanos, but Thanso is what we've got. Well, to no one's surprise, it's official. Dwayne shared on his social media that Black Adam is not in Gunn's plans, at least for the time being, but they are in talks for how they can use the character in the future. Do you think that last part is true or something he said to save face? I guess the hierarchy of the DCU changed, but not in the way DJ hoped.
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, man. And of course, look, it is unfortunate. And we have been talking about Dwayne Johnson, first of all, in the Shazam world for 15 years, specifically as Black Adam for 7 or something like that. We've been waiting for it. We've been excited about it. I was in the room at CinemaCon. I think Ray was with me when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson came out on stage and said, you know, the world of the DC universe is about to be under my boot, and, you know, all this kind of stuff. That was years ago, many years ago, and been excited about it, looking forward to it. It finally came, and it landed with a thud. Now, I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I have said publicly I would look forward to seeing another one, but it had some major problems. It certainly did not feel like a movie that's been in the works for 5, 10, 15 years. It had a lot of issues with it, but it was fun. But there's no way around it. The movie drastically underperformed. Didn't even make $400 million. In a world where the worst Marvel movies are making $700 million plus, Black Adam making 3. We don't expect it to live up to Marvel's box office numbers. Marvel's the most powerful box office juggernaut in the world. Okay, that's fine, but this is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in a superhero movie, and it couldn't crack 400 million. That says a lot about the status of the DCEU. It tells us a lot about a lot of different things. So the question has been, even though it seemed pretty obvious to us, we said on the show a while ago, there's no way they're going to do a Black Adam 2. No way. Well, now it's official, because Dwayne Johnson himself has come out and confirmed that, there ain't going to be a Black Adam 2. But he also kind of hints that there could still be a future for his Black Adam. Maybe. Now, following the lead of James Gunn, Dwayne Johnson decided to do his own black background, white text message that he put out to his friends. We can bring up my, you got it there already. Okay. So this is what he had to say. He wrote to his audience, "My passionate friends, I wanted to give you a long-awaited Black Adam update regarding the character's future in the new DC universe. James Gunn and I connected, and Black Adam will not be in their first chapter of storytelling. However, DC and $7, that's his production company, and $7 have agreed to continue exploring the most valuable ways Black Adam can be utilized in future DC Multiverse chapters. James and I have known each other for years and have always rooted for each other to succeed. It's no different now, and I will always root for DC and Marvel to win and win big. You guys know me, and I have very thick skin, and you can always count on me to be direct with my words." He goes on to say, "These decisions made by James and DC leadership represent their vision of the DCU through their creative lens. After 15 years of relentless hard work to finally make Black Adam, I'm very proud of the film that we delivered for fans worldwide. I will always look back on the fan reaction to Black Adam with tremendous gratitude, humility, and love. We did great. To my very passionate and vocal Black Adam / superhero genre fans, I love you, thank you, and I will always listen to you and do my best to deliver and entertain you. What a hell of a month. Now we need some, I'm not quite sure what that says.
Terramana, his tequila.
Oh, that's his tequila. Okay, there you go. Have a productive week and happy holidays to you and your families. And that, of course, came from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. All right. You know what? Perfect statement.
Yeah.
Perfect statement, because the narrative around Dwayne Johnson has been turning against him over the last little bit here. And I think him coming out and saying, yo, me and James Gunn, we've known each other a long time. We're fans of each other. We love what we're doing. And yeah, there's not a future for Black Adam here. Now, I think it was very important to point out that Dwayne Johnson just essentially said Black Adam is never going to be a part of the DC shared cinematic universe. That's done. But he did say, and I want to make sure I read this right, so I'll read it specifically here. It says, "We're going to continue to explore a valuable way that Black Adam can be utilized in future DC Multiverse chapters. So maybe there's going to be an Elseworld kind of movie or something outside of the mainline DCU that maybe Black Adam can pop back up in. And you know what? I'm all for that. I think that's great. Look, you've invested a lot over the years in bringing Black Adam to the screen. Why not see if there is a way to utilize that and get a little bit more, return on that investment? So I think that's great. But again, I think the fact that he very specifically said, look for ways that he can be utilized in DC Multiverse chapters, I think that pretty much tells us directly that there is no Black Adam 2. That is done. It's finished. He's going to move on. DC's going to move on. If they can find a way to use this character in an Elseworlds kind of story down the road, go for it. I'm all for it. I think Dwayne Johnson is a great Black Adam. So I'd like to see it. One of the other things that stands out to me in this story too is, we talked about this before, that I love that James Gunn, although you do got to explain to me why Henry's not there. While I love the fact that James Gunn is not sending a text message to somebody or not sending his assistant over to say something. He's actually talking with these individuals. We heard that James Gunn and Ben Affleck sat down together to discuss Ben Affleck's future in DC. Henry Cavill wrote that James Gunn and him met to talk about what's going to happen with Superman. That James Gunn and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson actually directly communicated with each other about what's going to happen and all this kind of stuff. I love leaders that do that. I think that's fantastic, and I'm really happy that he's doing it that way. And it sounds like Dwayne Johnson is taking a great approach to this. It's like, look, we're not a part of the creative vision that they have for DC moving forward. And I'm cheering for them. I like James Gunn. James Gunn likes me. And who knows, maybe we can find a way to work together. This was a perfect statement for Dwayne Johnson to put out. Hey guys, we want to take a second and thank one of the sponsors of this video, DraftKings. This time of year, everyone's excited for the holiday spirit, but what about all the basketball? When it's time to throw down on the NBA action, it's gotta be with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can bet just $5 pregame moneyline on any NBA team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. Plus, everyone can combine multiple bets for a bigger payout with DraftKings same game parlays. Just download the DraftKings app, use the code Campea, place a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any NBA team to win, and get $150 in free bets if they do. That's code Campea only at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gaming resources. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Bonuses issued as free bets. Eligibility and terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. Anyway, Rob, you had a chance to read the statement. What are your takeaways from it? What stood out to you in this message?
Well, first of all, like you said, class act all the way. Great message. But I think that we have to remember what the reality is. Shazam, Black Adam, all three Henry Cavill Superman movies, none of these movies performed monetarily the way the studio wanted them to. As a matter of fact, other than Aquaman and maybe the first Wonder Woman, all of these movies have in some way been a bit of a disappointment, at least the DC universe as it was conceived by Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder. Harley Quinn, that solo movie didn't
Want to hear a
work.
sobering number? Sony's, not Marvel's, Sony's Venom made more money than Black Adam and Shazam combined.
Yeah,
Not a Marvel movie.
Sony. This is where the reality, and what James Gunn and Peter Safran, their mandate is I'm sure that they've been told, we want parity in terms of what Marvel's doing. We don't want to make a Batman Superman movie that makes less than $1 billion. We want to make a Batman Superman movie that performs like our other great franchises, whether it's Harry Potter, whether it's Lord of the Rings, whether it's Nolan's Batman films. That's what we're expecting. That's what their task is. That's why their contract's going to last 4 years. It gives them a way to launch something and get a number, maybe 4 of these movies in a pipeline, and that's what they're going to see if it works or not. They might have a 10-year plan, but their contract's only for 4 years. And at the end of that 4 years, I'm sure they're going to have at least 4 films completed, and those 4 films are going to be expected to perform 800 million and more. And if they don't, it was a failed experiment. But right now, none of these movies warrant anybody spending any more money on them. They just don't. And I love Dwayne Johnson, but even Dwayne Johnson, if you sat him down and had some tequila with him, he's going to admit, proof's in the pudding, our movie didn't perform. There's no reason why somebody's going to give me more money to make a Black Adam 2 because the first one didn't warrant a sequel. It just didn't.
Chris, you read this statement from Dwayne Johnson. I thought it was a great statement, but what stood out to you as you were reading it? What jumped off the page?
Classy, and he approached this with grace and humility. So that's really, really nice to see. But what I take away from this most is, man, he is such a businessman. There's brand synergy in this post. He tells you to go get his tequila, essentially, while talking about how there's not going to be another Black Adam movie. And what he does really well here, too, is he leaves the door open. Because as actors, no matter how successful someone appears, there is no guarantee in your career at all. Everyone thinks there's a lateral trajectory for like movie stars. There's not. That's why so many of them have other brand endeavors, because they need to make sure they have sustainable, reliable income. So for him to do this whole thing of hopefully there's work in the future, I love DC and I love Marvel, he's built to be a superhero. He literally looks like a superhero. So it's really, really in his best interest to make sure that everybody is still happy, everyone's all copacetic with one another, and that he can still revisit these worlds at some point in time, hopefully with a property that does better.
Rob, let me ask you a question here. One of the things mentioned is like, hey, James and I, we're going to continue talking about ways that maybe Black Adam can appear in a DC multiverse film. Just a nice platitude, or is that something that you think can actually happen?
No, I think why not leave? Because like you just pointed out, Chris, Dwayne Johnson is a force of nature. He's great as Black Adam. The problem with Black Adam, like the problem with most movies, was the script. Mm-hmm. The script, especially in this day and age with what we've got in a world where we've received Winter Soldier and Infinity War and Joker and Aquaman. You take your pick. That script was a throwback to an era that is, well, we're not in that era anymore. And the one thing about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he spent all this time looking like Black Adam, but we needed a script that did him justice, and we didn't get it. And if we did have it, people would have gone to see it. The fact is, audiences didn't love that movie enough.
Chris, he says we're going to look for ways to put him in a multiversal DC film.
Yeah.
Do you think that project actually happens, or is this just really nice word showing, hey, that we're all cool?
With the idea of the Elseworlds and everything, I think he absolutely could pop up again.
Ray, going to go over to you. Is Black Adam going to show up again in a DC multiverse movie, or was that the last time we're going to see Dwayne Johnson?
It sounded like he was saying goodbye to me. That's the tone of it. Like a nice way to say goodbye, that this chapter, he's done his thing. The thing with him is the movie ended in a way where you could have just ended right there. That's his Black Adam movie. I know.
Sitting on that throne.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
You could just picture him there. So no, I don't think he's going to be bad.
Well, I did put the question. I just put up this poll in the live chat for those of you guys watching live, and I asked you, will they actually make a movie with Black Adam that is appearing in it sometime? And right now, you guys are saying 62% of you are saying no, they won't ever. That movie's not going to happen. 37% of you are saying yes. So there you go. Thank you for participating in that poll, guys. All right, the question is for you. What do you think about this? Do you think Dwayne Johnson will at some point appear in a DC multiversal movie? What do you think about them now just clearing the air, settling it, saying Black Adam's done? There's not going to be a Black Adam 2. Black Adam's not going to be a part of at least this first stage of DC stuff. Do you think he will ultimately appear in it again? What did you think about his statement? I thought it was really well written and well put. Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.